Right, we seem to be live. Hello, it's waiting for the game to load. Um, there we go. Welcome to Kerbal Space Program, part 18, I think? Science mode, yes, I can introduce things. Duna, I think we're getting ready, I think we're about ready. We're gonna go. I'm gonna go do stuff around Duna and Ike is the plan. Let's go. Let's do it. So yeah, we need to finish off our low Kerbin orbit, like transfer thing. Turn my headphones down a bit. But yeah. So what we'll do is we will open up the LKO Return. And I'm also going to have a look and see if these nice things are cargo parts. Brilliant. Let's grab a couple of these if we have space for them. Oof. Yeah, it won't fit in there, but it will fit in here. Basically, I want to see if we can take one of these for our main ship and for our Duna lander as well, because I think the shielded dock ports will be useful. So yes, so make sure we've got those with us. We'll also grab. I don't know if we put any in the ship, but I'll grab a couple of extra EVA tanks just in case. Grab a science experiment kit because we forgot to. I think we forgot to put one in the Duna lander or the Ike lander. I'm pretty sure we've probably forgotten one of them. So let's knowing me. So that's that. We have our this is our return thing. So hopefully eventually it'll return. Question is, do we want the? Because these are like you don't really need these on the because essentially what we're going to do is we're going to stick a decoupler on here, and we basically like this is going to be our like orbital bit. So this is going to be the thing that we actually use for maneuvering around in orbit. So I probably don't need a huge fuel tank, but probably something like this. And a poodle is usually quite a good choice. Let's set this to vacuum. 1726 meters per second. That ain't bad. That'll be fine for maneuvering around orbit and then deorbiting. Let's move these onto here because we don't actually need these when we're actually re-entering the atmosphere. We also want more than one of them. We don't want more than one of these, so. Just one of those. What's our center of mass like? Yeah, I think we could stick some more command and control. There's some more RCS ports on the bottom here. Like so. And then maybe a couple of just a couple of not four of them, but there's a couple of these bad boys here. And yeah, 1600, which should be more than enough. So this is basically our crew transfer and stuff. Hopefully we have everything we need. Yep. This. Right. So we need to get this thing into orbit. Probably I don't need that much. It's only what 20 tons. Cool. We're going for the launch vehicle, so let's do our worst case scenario. Coupling, TD25 decoupler, our payload fairing. probably need to be very, very wide because there we go. Nice and easy. Let's shove one of these on as our upper stage. See what skipper gets us. 264, 1.34, that's not bad. So that could be our upper stage. Another T25 decoupler here. And let's go for something a bit bigger for our lower stage. Let's grab one of these. And shove a mainsail on the bottom. 1310. 1.64. 1.64, we have a bit more room for fuel. Let's shove one of these on here. Let's make these orange. On the first stage, then let's make this one orange as well. Can we make this one? There we go, that's better. So what we've got here, we've got 1700 and 1200, that is nearly 3000. 1.36 thrust to weight ratio. Okay, none of it seems to be too complicated. Let's shove some SRBs just to get us a little bit more oomph on the pad. Again, don't do anything too drastic here. One 426 7647. That's 2000. That 2100. That's nearly enough. Again, probably more than we need because these will all get like better as we get higher in the atmosphere. Aerodynamics and struts. Probably redo this one a bit. They probably don't need. I'll probably add a couple of separatrons just to be on the safe side. Never hurts to have separatrons, unless you put them the wrong way, in which case it will hurt. Stick these in here and replicate them. Flip them over, put them on this side. There we go at the same time. Yeah, that's looking good. Right, we want some fins, because fins are good. Fins help us fly. There we go, make sure our center of aerodynamic drag is way down there, which should be fine. Yeah, let's get some rubber. Some clampy clamps. Let's have a look at our TW 1.72. It's a bit higher than we want, but again, a lot of that's coming from our liquid fuel engine, so don't need to worry too much about that. Be able to have some level of control. Right, let's do our action groups while we're here. So this is a ship. Reconfigure vessel naming here. Call LKO Return for now. Yeah, I can accept. Open this. Reconfigure this. LKO Return, but yep. Actually, let's close this. Let's set this to priority 9, so that when it docks of a ship that's priority 10, it won't override the name. Because it's like a, yeah. So, yes. Abort action group. Again, because this thing is designed to come back, we don't need to worry too much about. So shut down this engine. Shut down this engine. Deploy the fairing. And I guess we just fire. We decouple this. And we won't activate engines with a thing, but we'll decouple that, and then we can always stage if we need to. But yeah, because this thing can return, and unfortunately there isn't really a way of attaching the launch escape system, at least not without using weird part clipping, or like using weird moves or anything. So we have to rely on this thing to. Actually, to be fair, we could activate this engine. And that way, like, it will hopefully like blast us away from the from this whole contraption. Yeah, so we've got that one. We want custom 10. We want to have the toggle the solars, toggle the antenna. Let's have custom 1 be like our docking mode, so this would be toggle shield and control from here. And then custom 2 can be our like flight mode, which would be to control from here. And then also to toggle the shield. Okay, probably won't use those, but yeah, cool. LKO Return. Right, let's save this. Right, so my plan, as it is, let's just double check staging. These go. Actually, let's go back to build mode. Staging. All of these go. Then we get rid of those. Then we get rid of this. Actually, it would make more sense to deploy the fairing before we get rid of that, because we'll deploy the fairing as soon as we're out of the atmosphere. Actually, that's not right. That is right. Yeah, we want to be using this engine before we deploy the fairing. Might as well put these in the same stage. Then we have, yep, this thing's lander, parachutes. There we go. We're cool. We're good. Right. This is looking fine. Again, save it. Let's go back to the KSC. So my plan at the moment is kind of going a similar thing I did on my career save, which is to basically put everything on a pre-ejection orbit, like a few days before the transfer window to Duna, and then like yeet everything out of the Kerbin system, like one after the other. So what I did last time was I think I had a slightly better comnet set up, like interplanetary wise. So what I did was I sent like the comnet satellites the day before the window, the Kerbals in the main ship on the day, and then the landers the day after. The idea being that like you don't want them arriving at the same time because you have to do your capture burns, and it's difficult to do capture burns if they happen simultaneously. So normally I tried spacing them out by at least a few hours, but because like my plan is for the mothership to basically be like the control center for the entire mission. So because I believe if you have 2 pilot Kerbals in the command pod, you can do remote pilot assist, which is how I'm planning on having all of the other all the like remote things, all the remotely operated stuff like the landers and the satellites like arrive and capture into orbit, and it'll be easier to do that if the mothership arrives last, basically, because once like the mothership arrives, it's orbiting a body, and for some amount of time it'll be on the wrong side of that body with no comnet to be able to pilot the other thing, and I'll be relying on it being able to communicate with Kerbin, which I don't know if it will. So that's my plan. It might go horribly wrong, but then that's part of the fun, isn't it? So, right, let's have a look at our timing, because our Kerbin to Duna transfer window is now 34 days away. Now I'm kind of thinking of basically like queuing to about like a week before doing our launch, doing our EVA, doing our EVA like modifications, etc. Then again, like I mean, I've used like a 6-day pre-ejection orbit, so because that's about most of the way to escaping Kerbin. So the idea is you put everything on this 6-day pre-ejection orbit, and you do that like about 6 days before your transfer window, and that way, when things come back around to periapsis, you can just do the rest of the escape burn, and hopefully be about having things timed about right for doing a Duna Intercept. So yeah, what we'll do is I'll say queue forward to about 8 days prior to the 8 days prior to our Kerbin to Duna, and I'm just going to double check that this is still accurate because now you see this is the thing, right? Because I set this up earlier, and actually we do it by the model or formula. Okay, I think I've been okay. I think the formula. So I think the reason these are different is because I believe the model. Yeah, okay. Because I think the model is one where they've actually computed all of the transfer windows because the game starts in a particular state. Like all the planets are at particular phases relative to Kerbin at the start of any save, and because you know their relative speeds from the game, what you can do is you can work out when all of the transfer windows for different bodies are for the like what the actual like things are for each of the things, and so what you do, like you plot those out, and then I think that's the model, and I think they've done that up until like year 101, I think, and I think based on this mod. Though I'm not sure the phase angle target right, because I thought Kerbin to Duna was different based on the Matt Lown videos I've watched, but I could be wrong. Oh, so yeah, because the Model S is 40. Well, I mean, I guess we can find out, because I can add one based on the model and one based on the formula. And see, because obviously the formula's going to happen first. We've got this one, which is in the middle. And, yeah. So we'll add this one. We'll add... no, not Kerbin. I want Kerbin. To Duna. Based on the model, which is... I think that might be more accurate. But we'll see if we can. We'll see. We'll go to the first. We'll do our launch based on the first one and see if we can get our. If we can figure out our Duna Intercept. And if not, then again, like we've got solar panels and stuff, we can stay in orbit in low Kerbin orbit until we're ready. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to fast forward. Probably not here because can get a bit spice a bit sort of daylight, night, day, night, day, night, day, night. It can be a bit uncomfortable to do it out here, but if you do it if you do it in the tracking station, I find it's a lot more user friendly. So in theory, if we go $19. 40, 18, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Right, let's do that. Right, 8 days until our first thing. So, we will. Where is orbit maybe these days? Is that still actually in orbit, or is it where is orbit maybe? Did it get ejected out of the orbiting the sun? Okay, yeah, that there it is. Yeah, okay, orbit maybe is still in orbit. But yeah, it looks like, I'm guessing it had another interaction with one of the moons and got gravity assisted out of the Kerbin system. So that's going to get even more fun to get eventually. But yes, so we're not going to anything at the moment. We are going to launch something. And yeah, it's launch pad. Right. So oh yes, actually before we do that, I know we can do that in here, can't we? So that's not the one we want. We want the LKO return. So we do want Jeb, Bill, and Bob because this is our pioneering mission. We are sending the big guys. We want an extra pilot and we want an extra scientist if we have one, which we don't. So let's go see if we can hire one. Sandorf or Grouse. Okay, let's get our scientists. Engineer will be useful. Let's grab these guys. Cool. Right, so let's go back to launchpad. LKO return. Yes, we want these guys. We'll sort out their uniforms in a minute. So we want an extra. We want an extra pilot. I think Alson is, or no, oh no, let's take Natasby. We've had Natasby before. Let's put our scientist in here. Let's put the 2 pilots in the command pod with the engineer. And then we want another scientist, so let's go with Grouse. So let's put Grouse in. Right, so that's our 5. Our 5-man mission. We will hopefully be able to. I like to use these ones for interplanetary. He's a pilot, so he's going to be red. Cool. He's an engineer, so he's going to be orange. This person is a pilot. He is going to be red. There we go. Scientists are going to be blue. Yes, it is blue and grey. Let's have you be blue because you're a scientist, and actually let's look pilots. Yeah, orange. He's in the orange, and the engineer will be white because he's an engineer. I like them having different colours because they're different roles. Cool. Right, I think that's everybody one. Let's try launching this thing. Okay, let's turn that off. We don't need that at the moment. Hello, everybody. They're looking rather pensive about this whole endeavour. Right, so this on. Throttles are full. Let's have a reasonable, hopefully reasonable view. And let's hit it. Just have a full We've gone above 1 minute. Okay, yeah, 23 seconds. I hope that wasn't. Okay, I don't think anything important got damaged there. Right, yeah, we are. That's cool. Again, we're still a fair way away from apoapsis, so. Oh, crap, I didn't go into flight mode. Hold on. Easily fixed. Uh, I didn't time my launch, but that's fine, right? This hasn't gone exactly to plan. Yeah, okay, I think we're that's quite a high up. I don't think we're gonna. We'll skim the atmosphere, but I don't think we're going to do too much damage. I mean, our apoapsis is way too high. Like this is gonna make. I mean, it's good thing we've got plenty of delta V in the other stage because, yeah, this is quite a high. Yeah, this isn't exactly the orbit I wanted. I was trying to get the periapsis up before we'd gone past apoapsis, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So we're going to have to correct this at some point. But again, we should dip through the. Let's do this as phys warp until we're actually climbing back out of the atmosphere again, and then we'll fix things. Right, we're going back up again. what we'll do is we'll do a an intercept from a higher orbit for the rendezvous with the ship. Going to go back out in space again. Cool, we're in space. Right, let's battery life should hopefully be fine. Yeah. Cool, so let's yeah, so our target is not that. Where is that target? Oh, the target should be it. That's it. That's the Icelander. LKO Return. Minimum science-based ship. That's not what we want. There it is. Going to Duna. So let's set that as our target. Again, it's a lot easier to do. We'll start minus 1.7. Well, let's add a maneuver here to. Okay, let's raise our periapsis to. Yeah, 160. It's about double the. Right, 160 meters is a bit higher than the going to Duna is altitude of 90. So yeah, about 70 kilometers higher. That's fine. Well, basically, what we're going to do is we're going to do a nice circular orbit. And again, what we'll do is we will. That's a 2-second burn at the moment, but if we, because we're still like on a suborbital trajectory in theory. So I'm thinking if we just do this and stage our ascent module. Actually, what's our this is the ascending node, so we're currently like ascending. So I'm wanting, if I go anti-normal, and then also then that way basically with the decoupler will give us a bit of a kick, and I want it to kick us in the direction of the plane we actually want to get to. So if I do this. Like so. And point us at our maneuver node. And then also hit deploy our solars, etc. Because we want to run out of charge. Five-second burn isn't too bad, although we can. Nine, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Cool, that should be a stable orbit. We then do our periapsis burn and we lower our apoapsis down to 160. There you go. Should be a nice sort of circular-ish orbit. And we can deal with our actually I think it would make sense to deal with our with our node on the way to periapsis. So I'm thinking if we hit a let's get rid of this for now. Add a maneuver thing. This is an ascending, so we want to be going down. Cool. Another 10-second burn. Then we can circularize ourselves after we've done that, and then we're in a nice circular coplanar orbit, and then we just set up our rendezvous. And it should be nice and simple. Like that, we can set up that next maneuver afterwards here, which will involve a N61 to 160 is probably about as good as we're going to get, I think, because if we go higher, actually I think that's probably the best, 160 to 159. Again, it's not going to be, like, it won't be super precise, because 3, 2, and slow down. Or yeah, slow down. Time warp. Okay. And our maneuver is, again, I'm happy with that. A nice roughly circular orbit. 25-second burn, which is a bit long, so let's whap that back up to 100. 12 seconds, that's about it. And then we can worry about doing our rendezvous and then doing all of our like last-minute preparation for going to Duna. Ooh, we're about to get it. I think we're about to get an eclipse. I think. I definitely saw the moon, but I don't think it's quite blocking off the. No, it's not quite lined up, is it? No, never mind. No, start burn in 37 seconds. Oh, okay. Good thing I had an eye on the time. It wouldn't have let me warped anyway. Okay, so not the smoothest launch, admittedly. I think I let it get a bit too close to apoapsis before it was burning. Not to worry. Got lots of fuel in this thing, so we should be fine. That will do. Right, so on a roughly circular orbit, which should be coplanar with our target, in theory. Yep, no, not. So let's see if we can't get an encounter on the daylight side of Kerbin, because that's where we really want to go. So now we do a retrograde down to about 90 kilometers, which should give us our intercept, or at least it'll give us an indication of what our intercept's going to look like. So right, so at the moment we are here. Our target position is here, which is, it's not great. Let's see what happens on the next orbit. Oh, you go a lot closer. So now we start moving this thing around. So our intersection separation at the moment is 90. We want to get that right down. 1.1 is pretty good. See if we can't fine tune that. One point zero, 0.9, 0.8, 0.9. No 0.9, 0.8, 0.9. Okay, 0.8 kilometers is definitely doable in terms of like steering ourselves towards it on the deceleration. We're going to have relative speed of 52 meters per second, so we should be fine there. So 3-second burn, it's not great. I'd rather have a bit more control of that because I want to try and do this precisely. So 13 seconds is more like it. Let's point ourselves at our target, and then let's time warp to our burn. Oh, 0.8 kilometers. I think actually I'm not sure if that's based on the. It's absolutely fine. So let's definitely some debris. So let's think our intersect is in 16 minutes and 31 seconds. Let's time warp to about 11 minutes if we can. 14, that's too much. 13. There we go, 11. Let's warp there. There we go. Right, so we don't need this anymore. So yes, we're now in target mode, so we want. There is our target. Let's go ahead and point ourselves target retrograde. And we'll pop this up to 70%. I don't think we need, well, we'll see how it performs like that. I'd rather have more deceleration power than we need. But at the moment we're 14 kilometers away, we're still 60 odd, so we can we don't need to worry too much until we're about 5 kilometers away. Then we want to burn that down to 50, whilst hopefully moving our retrograde onto target. Will be the plan. Let's go down to about 7 kilometers, I think. 1, maybe 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. So we're already at 50 meters per second. So start figuring out what we need to do. So at the moment we are. Let's try and rotate ourselves so we can have a better view of the. That'll do. So we want to push this back towards retrograde, anti-target is the plan. We switch this to intercept like that. See, we're already down to 400 meters. We're coming in a little bit hot now, so I'm going to point exactly retrograde and burn this down a bit. There we go, it's more like it. Go back to steering a bit. So we kind of want to push it a bit that way, don't we? Okay, we want to slow down. So intersect 2 is 30, intersect 1 is 34 meters, which is way closer than we actually want to get. So hopefully that will go up a bit as we or down even. Again, so long as that intersect is lower than we actually want to get. Like again, I want to come to a stop about. Yeah, about like probably like just under 100 meters away. It looks like we're coming in. Like on the side that we actually like we're targeting the command pod, which is at the end we want to dock with. So Is that Mimbus over there? Must be. Nearly there. There should be relatively easy docking because we can rotate either, like each ship independently, so we can just point them at each other and just fly forwards, is the plan. Um, Five, four. Go to about 70 meters, I think. Well, having said that, this is quite a long ship, so we might want to be a little bit cautious. 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. There we go. Right, we have stopped. 86 meters away, that should be fine. So let's hit that. Rotate ourselves towards target and get ourselves ready for docking. So let's switch to the ship. Let's retract solars just to make sure that we don't do anything too brash. Let's control from here. Let's set as target. Point ourselves towards target, which will be a bit of a cool. Switch back. Let's there we go. Right. So yes, we are target. We are 0.1 meters per second. Let's just, we can't target retro, but let's oh yeah, sorry, I can't actually do that without. Okay, we are traveling towards them, but we do want to, I ideally want to push prograde like that. And then if we pull prograde onto target, close enough. We should be able to pull prograde the rest of the way. 0.3 meters per second is fine. That should be able for me just to, will take us a while. So let's nice and gentle. Let's hopefully this should just dock itself. Hopefully. Come on, let the magnets take over. There we go. We have arrived aboard the. Oh, well, we're going to rename it because it's currently called Going to Duna. But I feel like now that we're actually boarding it and we have a captain, etc., I feel like we should call this. And I feel like this could be a reusable ship at some point. So let's. My plan is to transfer everything, all the parts we're going to add. I'm going to try and do like a momentary undocking to swap out the crew hatch, to try and swap out the docking port for the shielded version, and then try and redock so that we can put the old docking port in this ship because we don't need it where we're going. So first off, let's turn on all the lights and yeah, let's okay, first of all, let's transfer everything we need. So, actually, before we forget, we're not going to need parachutes where we're going. So, actually, yeah, we can just shove the parachutes in here, can't we? So we transfer Jeb into here. We transfer Natasby into here. We transfer Bill into here. So that's them. You. Let's have you. So let's, again, pop you guys in here. Don't really need them. Let's transfer Kraus to here for now. And Bob to here, because they don't need to do any science yet, so they're going to hang out in the habitation module, because that's basically their living quarters. So when we need them to do science, they'll be in the science lab, but until then, that's fine. So we will try sticking this in here if it'll fit. Looks like it will. So yeah, that'll hopefully make it accessible when we actually do the thing there. So yeah, we don't need this anymore because it's now empty. We do want this because we want to try and see how much of the stuff we could fit from here. Oh, I did say pin. Okay, right, see how much room we have. Hopefully we can, so we'd already have a couple of these, which is good. Actually, we do have some space in here, don't we? So might as well use that. So let's stick these in here because they'll be more useful. We will want that in a bit. We've got plenty of EVA kits. Yeah, we should be fine. Cool. So let's we'll leave that. We don't need it. Stick this in here. Let's just transfer all of the experimental stuff, if it'll fit. Again, this is kind of stuff that we... Now, if this will... I don't know if this will... No, that won't fit in there, but that's not really a problem per se. Because we'll just do this stuff while we're... So this is at 1,000 cube. Right. How much capacity is in the science lab, do I wonder? 200 litres. I don't think this... No, wait, it's 1,000. Right, cool. That is fine. Okay, so we'll do everything we need to, like out here. So there's no real quick save or anything. So this is the one that contains, yeah, this is the one that contains our science. So we'll add our relevant science experiments out here, for which we will need Bill, our trusty engineer, who is going to do us EVA. And hopefully he's not going to need to like let go of the ship at all. So he will need to let go of the ship because apparently you can't ladder from there. Okay, that's fine. Let's give him an extended thing just in case he needs it. Didn't really need to do this, but let's grab. Cool. I mean, because we can have him come out of here if we need to. But right. So first things first. Let us go into. Hopefully, we have this thing here, which is EVA. EVA mode. So right. Of course, we need. Yeah, we need to. Okay, let's just do the. Hopefully, we won't go too far away. We can. Right. So we add, we don't need this. We do want this, I think, because yeah, the accelerometer is only useful for a lander, and the atmospheric thing only works in atmosphere. So the only thing we need to add here is one of these, which, to be fair, I mean, we could put it inside, we could put it outside. Let's see if it'll go inside. He appears to be drifting and clipping in. Let's just pop this outside here. Let's just pop out that. This is a bit buggy. I think it's something to do with the... maybe this is holding onto the ladder? There we go. That'll do. I reckon if we turn this off, he will be able to access this from here, won't he? Extend the boom. Yeah, you can run the... Yeah, you could do that. Right, so let's retract the boom. So yeah, we don't necessarily need that to be inside. So let's go back down here. Let's turn our lights on so we can see what we're doing. So yes, now we need to replace this with our bigger and better thing, which means I think we need to switch back to the ship so that we can rearrange our innards so that we can so we take this and this and we pop this in here for now. It won't fit in there. Fine. Pop that in there for now while we grab this. So switch back, go into EVA mode, take this and pop it wherever it'll fit. So I guess here for now, grab this and pop it out here somewhere. I guess there will do, I think. No, it's a bit too close to the let's pop it there, I reckon. Yeah, I'll do. Alright, so now that we've done that, let's have a look. Go out of this. Seems reasonable. Cool. I don't need to do anything in here, so let's subtract the ladder and close this. We don't need this. So next up is switch back to the ship. We go overdue. We want this in here. We don't need this anymore. Pop this back in here. So this is where we do the this is where we do the thing where we try undocking, doing our engineering, and yeah, we try undocking, doing our engineering, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have him go in there, transfer Bill to here so that he can get access to the top. Right, so the plan is to control from here, undock this, switch back to this, SAS turned on. Let's back up a bit. So target this. Like that. We basically hover there. We switch back. We EVA Bill. Whilst they're hovering away from each other. And then we do EVA like this. We grab this, we pop it on there for now. We grab this, we stick it on there. We grab this, we pop it in here because it should fit. There we go. Then we come out this, we come back down, we board, we open the shield, we control from here, we set that as target, we aim at target, Pause target. Control from here. Aim at target. And then we try and dock them again. There we go. And that is some EVA docking port replacement. Nice and easy. So now we do this. We do this. We shove this in here. We don't need it. We grab this. We shove this in here. Which gives us very limited space, but there you go. So we can take this to replace the thing, and then yeah, and we're carrying a another docking port with us, but should be fine. And let's just make sure we've got everything we need. So we have these two, which will be going on land. All these will be going on landers. These will be going hopefully in the Duna lander, and we've got some stuff if we need it. Cool. I think we're done here. So everyone is where they need to be. We can hit this little button here, the overlays. So we've got these guys in the command module. We've got those two in the habitation module. And actually, you can check by just right-clicking here. So we've got Jeb, Natsby, Bill in there. We have our two scientists in here. Nice and good. We've got nobody in here. We've got our parachutes in here. Nobody in here. Parachutes in there. That's a boot. Cool. Yeah. So let's undock. Switch this thing. Let's back ourselves away. So this thing's basically going to go and park in a different orbit now. Will be the plan. So let's just turn SAF on, turn our SAF. See what prograde's like at the moment. Yeah, if we just do this, let's just raise ourselves up to like 120 kilometers. Close you. We need to modify our action groups because this will not be bound to. There we go. Hit 0. Extend all of our panels, etc. And then that's just going to like an R. And yes, we're going to rename this as well. Because going to Junior is not a thing. Let's rename this. I'm thinking KSS Pioneer. I feel like that's a Kerbal spaceship or Kerbin spaceship Pioneer. Again, accept. There we go. That's what this thing is called now. Basically, I think that's the EVA stuff done. We've got a better. We have a better communication dish. We've got this additional science experiment. We have a slightly nicer looking docking port. Cool. I don't think we can switch now because I think this thing will be too. Yeah, LKO Return's too far away now. But we'll switch this and just finish off parking this thing in orbit. So keep pointing at prograde. And we get to Apoapsis, which is 15 minutes away. So let's 2, 1. Cool. And then we are 20 seconds away from our passes, so let's just raise our periapsis up to 120-ish, and then we'll leave this nicely parked in orbit. And hopefully we shall rendezvous with it when we get back, and get ourselves back down to oh yeah. There we go, that'll do. So probably let's turn off the thing. Turn off the lights. Yeah, we've got server mounts, which will be fine to leave that. So let's go back to the map screen. And right, so we have everything we need really. Going to Duna Ship. So looking at our alarm, we are 7 days 5 hours away from the first candidate transfer window, which I believe, if we look, well, we're in the map screen anyway. So if we zoom out, so we have Kerbin here, and we have Duna there, which is, and so if you watch Matt Lowndes' videos, you'll know that the angle you want to make between Kerbin, the Sun, and Duna is about 45 degrees, which, you know, it's not far off now. So yes, the first thing we send is the communication stuff. Then we'll send the landers, and then we'll send the ship. So if we go back to here, and if we go to wherever the communication is, there's a lot of garbage in here, which I will endeavour to clean up at some point. Duna Comsat. So let's switch to this. We've got many satellites. Right, so again, if we go to, actually I think 7 days out is fine, because we want to launch this like 1 day before. Yeah, we want to launch this, get this out the day before the optimal transfer window. And then, yeah, so, yeah, again, we're currently 7 days, 5 hours, so, and so essentially when you're doing interplanetary transfers, and hopefully the moon isn't going to be a problem here. But why, it's one of the reasons why I go for 6 days, is because the moon's orbital period is like 6 days. So if the moon doesn't interfere with you, like now, it won't interfere with you in an orbit's time, is the idea. Minmus might, but Minmus is like 45 days, and Minmus is, you know, it's quite far away. So essentially we're wanting to eject Kerbin's orbit in the direction Kerbin is traveling around the sun. So Kerbin's going this way around the sun. In order to raise our solar apoapsis, we want to be going in that same direction when we leave Kerbin's sphere of influence. So the general idea is that you burn on essentially like the evening side. So as the sun's going down, so you kind of like go around and eject on the nighttime side. It's generally what happens. So if we add a, say here, add a maneuver here, which, you know, is 19 hours, so 90 minutes, which is, you know, not great. But I think our orbital period is, so we can do this in like, we're only doing about 5 hours. So if we just do this, we just add a load of orbits until we're like, you know, about 5.5 hours time. And then what we do is we attempt so we want to get our orbital period to about 6 days. Should be quite a bit of burning, but Basically, we're getting an interaction with the moon there, but hopefully, if we it's a bit much. Four minutes. 3, 2. There you go. 6 days and 42 seconds. So that's basically like, you know, it's basically like a nice way of spacing out. So you can space things out. And then in theory, but again, this is a bit complicated. I was trying to do this the other day, and it was but if you add a hypothetical maneuver here, drag it as close as you can to here. Rough. So this is basically rough, and you use this one to do our actual ejection. So we're basically doing things hypothetically to see if we get our encounter, and then we raise our apoapsis up to approximately where Duna is. Let's target, and okay, so we get now in theory, like, you know, the idea is that Duna should be there, but it's here. So I have a suspicion that this one is not right. Because at the moment, we're going to be here when Duna is here, which is, you know, not. I don't think that's optimal. But we might have enough delta V to actually force an encounter if we tried. Yeah, so at the moment we're arriving here before Duna does, which isn't great. I think, or Duna's arriving here before we. Is Duna getting here before we are? I think, because like we're here, Duna is there, and we're on a faster orbit than Duna is. So I think we have. We overtake Duna here, I think, maybe? I don't know. It seems quite close. I don't know if maybe we can force an encounter this way, but... Yeah, so Juno's going to be here when we're there. I wonder if that means we're too late. Separation 3 million kilometers. Oh no, because June. Oh no, because yeah, we're on a slower orbit because Juna is a circle, so Juna is traveling faster than us. So yeah, so Juna's gonna get here before we do, which would suggest that we've left it too late. Let's see what this thing thinks. Again, I keep relying on this, and maybe I might have an out-of-date version. I have a feeling the models are more accurate. I'm just gonna quickly look up what the Juna optimal phase angle actually is, because I might just try and do this by the Google. "45 degrees ahead of Kerbin." You look at Kerbin 3 o'clock relative to the sun, so you put yeah 40. It's not quite. It's a little bit less than 45, isn't it? I wonder if the thing's just wrong, because that's like that. No, it's slightly ahead. Slightly more than 45. We'll go with I think this one. I think the formula is wrong. I think the model might be more accurate. So what we'll do, and if we miss the transfer window, we miss the transfer window, which is gonna suck. But um, I guess we can just time warp to the next one. But again, I think that is. Here I'm looking at like angles. I mean, it looks like it looks like it is slightly more. So yeah, I think because if Juna is there, we want Juna to be here when we get here, and obviously Juna is not going to be there when we get there. So I think we need to wait for Juna to be closer to here. I think. Yeah. So I think if we go for the model one, and then I think this one's just wrong. So just double check the model one is consistent. Uh, so yeah, model is 27 days. Yeah, which is further on. So I guess we go for the formula is 7 days away and model is 27. So like we're probably looking for the 27 days. I will time warp to this and see if, or time warp to like relative to this and see if it's any better. Um, we don't actually want this, so yeah. So we shall delete these maneuvers because we're going to wait. Again, there's no quick save and quick load. So if we screw this up, we screw this up. So let's see if things are better in 16 days time. So let's go. "12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Cool. Let's try this again and see if Junior is in a better position now. So we do our 6 days. There we go, we add our maneuver here. Drag this pretty close, but not exactly. And then we do this, zoom out again, and see if this is any better. Yeah, see it's further along. So I think the model won 19 days time, because it's been what? Yeah. Because then we're getting closer. I think this model one is correct. I think this is the one that was based on the formula earlier. Member science base is going to need some attention as well. So I'm thinking we go, yeah, yeah. So I'm thinking the model is the one to go for. Because again, it is further around now than it was. And again, the angle seems not far off. And again, we're not that far away. I wonder if we can tweak this so that we maybe we can. Yeah, this is really helping, is it? I feel that's like we're just. Okay, no, I don't think this is gonna work. Okay, I'm gonna go for the I'm gonna go for this one and hope it's right, because if this is the last one, so if this isn't right, then we've screwed it. Right, so the thing is, we're gonna have Member Science lab first. So I guess if we just like actually, Member Science lab's gonna be 5 days before. So yeah, if we time warp down to 7 days, then hopefully the time warp cancel there won't screw. Actually, no, the time warp cancel there shouldn't. Hopefully, won't screw us. 10, 9, 8, 7. Okay, let's try it now and hope it's right, because if it ain't, then we're screwed. So that's basically it now. Got him over here. It's about 840 odd, wasn't it? Stop it. Too many days. Yeah, too few days. That's a 6-day orbit. No interference from do this again. So let's just make sure we grab the right part of the thing. We drag this around so it's quite close, but not quite. We do this, zoom out, and really hope this works. Because if it don't, then we're oh yeah, we're it's not quite right. Let's reduce this down so that we're just leaving the thing. Right. So we do this till we're just out of the. Okay, let's. Nope, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Right, maneuver 1. I want to go around like so. Maybe that would be better. Yeah, there appears to be no interaction at all. Suppose because we're not in the plane of the orbit, maybe. Yeah, we are not in the plane, not quite in the plane of the orbit, are we? Maybe if we do a correction to. Well, that's alright at all. I feel like we've been I feel like we screwed this up. That's in 4 years. That's definitely wrong. Alright, so let's redo this from scratch. Clearly gone wrong. Right, so add a maneuver, which is in, let's call it about 2 hours, which again gives us a six-day orbit. This runs for near periapsis. So this happens in like 6 days later. Then, in theory, now what is it doing? Oh yeah, okay, we're getting it. Oh, we're getting interaction with Manoeuvres now, which is great. And because it doesn't tell, that's useful. Okay, how long before we... Let's do that so we clear Manoeuvres. We can always do a later. We can always do a burn after. We can always do a... So we eject. We can add a maneuver here. Like once we've left Kerbin's sphere of influence. Once we're clear of Manoeuvres, then... Yeah, we are. We're way less than 45 degrees now, aren't we? I was kind of hoping we'd get to Duna today, but I guess this is science where we don't really have any time limits, so we can just like fast forward until Duna's in the right position again. So yeah, that's Kerbin. So you want about a 45-degree angle. Hey Fjord, I've been betrayed. I have a feeling these transfer windows are not accurate to the current game or something. It's transfer window, Kerbin, no, not Dres. Tuna. Yeah, for some reason the model wants 36.5, which just seems wrong. Because I'm sure it's 44, it's about 45 degrees it's supposed to be. They've not lost its space yet. We haven't actually left. I'm making sure that we're not leaving at the wrong time, which I think we've yeah, okay, well screw this let's let's do it the old-fashioned way. So we want like, I'm pretty sure it's a 45-degree angle, which this is less than now. So I don't suppose there's a Kerbal engineer thing for transfers, is there? I don't think there is. We have to do it by eye. So yeah, we're too late for a Duna transfer window now. But I'm thinking if we let's just time warp. Let's just do that. Let's just get the Minmus. Actually, to be fair, we're going to be like that thing's going to be. We're going to be getting like loads of science out of the Minmus thing whilst we're waiting for the next transfer window. So, which I feel like kind of defeats it. We'll leave the we'll leave these. We'll let those accumulate. We'll let those accumulate science while we're waiting. It's no fun like just repeatedly getting it from the. So again, we're wanting. Again, roughly 45 degrees. So it's like, and we want Duna ahead of Kerbin, I think. Yeah, degrees ahead of Kerbin. Okay. Again, I wish there was a, I wish there was like an angle thing here, but it's okay. These guys can wait for a. Wow, is as fast as Timewarp goes? Wow, okay. I mean, we're going to be running out of time by the time we actually do this anyway, so which is a shame. I do want to at least get us on our way to Duna before we're before we finish. Yeah, it's the joy of science mode being you know, we don't need to worry about contract expiring or anything, or Kerbals running out of food. So this is gonna take a while. Okay, so we're coming. Oh no, we're there, aren't we? Earth is still in space. Yes, they are. They are stranded on Kerbin in space. Well, they're stranded around Kerbin, and Kerbin is in space, so that is true. Wow, this takes a while. I can see why people have like better time warp. Yeah, orbit maybe just belongs to, is orbiting the sun now. Like that's gonna take a while. Like if we ever get that back, I feel like I want to try. Okay, so we're now back into catching up. I think we're just about passing 180. Let's try something out. Does this thing update in real time when you're... So if I increase... It does, brilliant. So we can just wait until this thing is like nearly there. And let's assume this is true. 38. I guess we'll just go when it's right. I'm not gonna bother with the fucking spacing orbit. 199, 98, 97, 96. 190. We'll set off when it's about 46. Seven, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's see if it's any better now. So we are 2 years in and we haven't even fucking left yet. Let's just see how easy it is just doing like everything in a single burn. Rather than setting up our like oh yeah. We don't want to focus view, we want to God damn it. I didn't want to focus view on it. Yeah, again we're this thing. I kind of feel like we're not supposed to like intercept it here. Maybe that's the thing. I was always kind of assuming that you'd intercept it at the other edge of the orbit. But it definitely seems like you're supposed to intercept it before then. Again, it's a 2 minute burn. We can do it in a single burn, I think. Okay. Let's see if we can get this to work. Kerbin, Duna. Six, 5. Let's go to 45. Right, stop. 45, about 40, 44.98. This should be alright. Hopefully, again, like, can I set my target back to Kerbin again? Okay, let's try this. How do I set my target back to Kerbin? This is just annoying. No target. No, I want the target. Set as target. Okay, let's just turn off everything apart from Kerbin. Right. I don't want to add maneuver. I want. So annoying. Isn't there? Damn. Is there a button to switch between? I'm sure there's a button to switch between planets. Tab. Maybe that'll work. Focus, stress, dual. There we go. Tab. Right. Elu. Junacom. That'll work. Right. This is getting very annoying if this doesn't work. So add maneuver. Let's just yeet ourselves out of the system. Again, I have a feeling it's something to do with just. I think because we're applying our some of our velocity essentially like radial out rather than because we kind of want to be going that way, don't we? And then reduce this, radial out, reduce this, no, reduce this. Because you're getting a lot closer there, but I just have a feeling that I'll be worrying that our burn will be because our periapsis okay. So let's reset this. This is a lot more difficult than it was when I did it in my career mode save. I must have just been lucky, right? Set this back to 0. Set this back to 0. Right, let's right. I also have a feeling that we're maybe burning a bit too. Maybe we want to be like moving this around. I guess we should probably like experiment with moving the actual like where we burn on orbit around would probably be a better idea of changing our rather than just doing a massive burn in. Okay, right, let's try not orbit, we want to try this. Maybe my ejection is just wrong. Because I think it's the angle I'm getting off. Yeah, because I think essentially because we're doing a burn relative to Kerbin and we want to be burning relative to the sun. You see now we're getting quite close there. Okay, I think I figured it out. So yeah, I think the pre-ejection ooh, we're getting very close now. So separation now. 300,000 kilometers. I just feel like we could do this. God. Map screens, eh? Right. Alright, wait. 382, 348, 315, 284, 256. 177. How have we not got an encounter yet? And I guess the sphere of influence is quite big, but again, it's so close. Come on, how are we? There we go, back up again. There we go. Alright, now we can focus on Duna. Okay, we are past 2 hours, but I do want to get this show. I don't want to get this show on the road before we finish. So, if we tab now, Sun, Mo, Eve, Gilly, Kerbin, Mun, Manoeuvres, Duna. Right. So at the moment, we have a periapsis way out here. What we can do is we can do a correction. The idea is to intercept, if we can, intercept Ike. So if anything, we want to, like, we'll get our. So I guess what we do here is we add a correction burn here, and get our periapsis into, at least into the Duna system. So at the moment we're low, so we want to come up. We want to see. Okay, we're still quite low. Yeah, no, it's way too high. Down, 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 down. Okay, this is looking more like it. Let's see if we can't make set Ike as our target. So basically, I think the idea is we're going to come flying through here fairly quickly. So I think Ike's not going to move much. So I feel like we have to like try and get our orbit to here, or like our pass to there. So. There you go. There we are, an Ike encounter. Switch to Ike. Reduce this way down. And we kind of want to come in. That's Ike escape, isn't it? So we kind of want to come in. And that kind of works because we do want to like be orbiting Ike in the same direction it's going. So Ike periapsis, and I guess we can try and aim this Ike periapsis we want is 200 kilometers. Close enough. Yeah. So that. Tell you what I'll do. So I got two. Got. Yeah, we've been modifying maneuver 1. Got 2 maneuvers. No, no bloody wonder with them. Well, I mean, no bloody wonder that was so difficult. We were modifying maneuver 1 by mistake. So yeah, like the tiniest. So let's just double check to make sure we're not. Yeah, this is. There we go. Right, so we're not going to be Okay, so that's reasonable. Start burn in 10 minutes. Yeah, I think. And then we do we go to the next thing. We do a couple of orbits. We do a few orbits to Okay. Yeah, so we do a few orbits to separate things out by a few hours, and then hopefully we don't end up with things arriving at Duna at different times, but at the same time is what we want to avoid. But yeah, I feel like yeah, let's do it. 2 minute 27 second burn. Let's do it in just yeah. This is gonna be a very long rotation period. But yeah, let's do this, and then we'll worry about. Yeah, I mean, like I try to do it over like multiple burns to like have the O-burst effect, but I'm just kind of. I just yeah, I wanna. The problem with the O-burst effect is like I don't know where in this orbit I want to do it. I mean, in theory, what I could do now is I could reduce this, like have the initial burn at this point in the orbit, and then do my subsequent burn later, and I think that would work. But I just want to go. So yeah, if we point ourselves where we want to go. Time warp to our thing, and just do it. So we've got about a minute. So yeah, it's. Yeah. Screw it. Let's just do it. And then we'll worry about the maneuver later. Okay, it's a learning experience anyway. This can be quite a long burn, so. Yeah, welcome to low to quite low thrust weight ratio city. Oop, overburned it a bit. Maybe by the time we've rotated around, we can correct it. I guess we're kind of going in a straight line at the moment, so I guess the like the exact the exact time we burn is less important now because we're not on a circular orbit. We're just basically going on a ejection velocity and ejection pattern now, I think. It's so long, so swingy. Yeah, it's just ease our way back to pointing where we want to point and just slow ourselves down. We overburned slightly, which is 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, oh. What's the damage? Okay, let's see what the actual okay, I mean, oh yeah, we haven't done this yet, so yeah, that's very wrong. Okay, where is our Duna Ship? Is all the way down there, which is yes, this is incorrect. So I feel like we need to blank this out. Let's see what the damage is. So we are way too low down there. Okay. Okay, we're at 2 hours and 17 minutes. So I feel like we should I'll do this maneuver, and then I think we'll have to call it a night because yeah, unfortunately we didn't quite get as far as I wanted to in terms of getting us on our way to Duna, but we are now set up to actually like do what we need to do. It's gonna crash into Ike. We don't want to do that. Wrong way. Yeah, we do want to come in on, yeah. Which I think is what we want to do. Yeah. So let's line this up. Okay, and so here. And again, try and come in about 200,000. There you go, 201 kilometers. And here we'll be coming in, we'll be flying in this way, which I think that we want, because then we circularize around Ike, and we'll hopefully be orbiting in like clockwise, really, like yeah, I reckon. So yeah, let's leave it at that. Let's Let's re-enable all of these. Do want those, do want those, do want those. Yeah, cool. Let's re-enable those. Yeah, I think it's been 220 minutes. We've quite overrun. Unfortunately, I think I got a bit sidetracked by getting confused by this thing and trying to do a fancy like 2-burn ejection from Kerbin, which basically meant that I was doing a suboptimal ejection, which meant that I completely missed the. I ended up missing the transfer window, and because we're on hard mode, there's no do-overs, so you have to go and find the next one, which we have now done. So yes, hopefully we'll hopefully we'll have better luck with the other things which we'll send, which is there. So basically what we'll do is next time, Sunday, we do the ejection burn for the rest of the stuff, but we basically like pace it out, so we do it like, say, a few hours later, essentially. The general idea being that we want to avoid having to do capture burns at the same time, essentially. Because we can only control one thing at once, and if we have 2 things flying through at the same time, we won't be able to do capture for everything. So yeah, so we'll send both landers. So we'll send the Ike lander to come into orbit around Ike, send the Duna lander to come into orbit around Duna, and send the main ship to come into orbit around Ike. We do Ike first, and then we do Duna. Is the plan. But yeah, so we go to this thing, which is now on its way to out of the Kerbin system. We'll go back to the Space Center. Yeah, interplanetary is fun. We will save our game, and we will go back to the menu because yes, overrun a bit, but you know, not a big issue. I mean, yeah, I got time. But yes, hopefully, if you've been watching, you've been enjoying. And yeah, hopefully, again, didn't get as far as I wanted to, but hopefully we're in a good position now where we can send everything else out to Duna and do our Duna mission. Hopefully, I can get that at least mostly on like hopefully I can get us at least to Duna and like in orbit and possibly even do the Ike landing. Or set up the Duna. Or set up the Duna comnet probably. Set up the comnet around Ike, and then do and then Ike landing probably some later point. But yeah, cool. Yeah. So yeah, again overran a bit, but you know, sometimes these things happen. I start enjoying playing the game too much and I lose track of time. But yeah, hopefully see you guys again on Sunday, 5 p.m. GM. Actually, 5 p.m. which will be at British summertime because clocks are going forward on Sunday. So it'll be 5 p.m. BST, which is GMT +1. So it'll be 4 p.m. UTC. I don't know. I don't know time zones. The time zones confuse me. Anyway, I will see you then. Yeah. Cheerio.